Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope your days are going well. I have just made this video. You can watch me do some contests in the background. But hope your days are going well. And I am making this video because I want to discuss some things about the foraging update. Before we begin, just remember to subscribe and like the video. It helps me out loads. I'm super appreciative of the support recently. We passed 100 subscribers and then just doubled the subscriber count in like 3 days. So thank you so much for that. If you haven't already, go and check out the Road to 440 episode 1 video. The giveaway information is in that video, so make sure you go check it out. The giveaway will be happening most likely on Friday when I upload episode 2. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's just go right into it. Now, I want to put a disclaimer up and just say, none of this is me hating against the admins. Like, I'm not like, oh, the admins are trash, the admins are this. Like, if you want trash admins or trash developers, or not developers, but trash game management, you can look at a game like Call of Duty or something. I'm going to try and edit this as little as possible so you can see how much I'm thinking, like my thinking out loud. So I apologize in advance for rambling. However, the update I'd give, like gameplay loop wise, I'd give it like a 7 at the very most. Like, I know this is like the update in Skyblock, like the biggest one ever. Like, it's the foraging update. However, I don't think it's like as crazy as we thought it was gonna be, because like we genuinely thought like this would be like the most groundbreaking thing in all of Skyblock, like the foraging update. And don't get me wrong, there are some like groundbreaking features. I mean, there are some innovative features, I think is the best word to say, because like you have obviously the new version. And obviously I'm not a programmer, so I don't know how much effort they probably put in, loads of effort, right, to upgrade this to 1.20, 1.5. However, as a consumer who's been waiting for this for 4 years, and that's all I can speak as, a consumer who's been waiting forever, content-wise, it feels lackluster in a way. Like, I know we got a whole new island, but like when they released the Crystal Hollows and when they released the like Dwarven Mines and everything, there was loads of new systems, there's loads of new like blocks, there's new drills, equipment. Like, it was very well versed and very detailed. Even when they released the glaciate tunnels, right, there's a lot of replayability and things. The problem with this update is I don't see there being a lot of replayability. It's like a gateway update, it's an early game update, and the problem with an early game update is people tend to finish it and then just forget about it. And with how long this update took to come out, 4 years, I feel like people will forget about foraging before they release Islands 2 and 3. I forgot what the names are for them, but whatever. So, like, as much effort they put into this, which I'm sure is a load of effort, for 4 years worth of work, it seems really not, like, content heavy, if you get what I mean. It's not like they've added, like, entire new systems, like, even the fishing update with the Mangrove, the Bayou update, sorry. They added that new hook system, the fishing rod hook system, which I really think is a good like change. But here they just like copy and pasted the heart of the mountain for foraging. This is for foraging. Hunting, I mean, I'm impressed. I really like the hunting system. I think it's really good. There are a couple of nitpicks I have with it, but as a whole I think it's a really good system. However, foraging just kind of seems a little bit boring. I like how there's contests running 24/7. I do like that. It means you can't miss it. But it also forces you to be playing like literally all the time if you want to stay ahead, which is kind of, I see why they do it, so I'm not going to complain about that. However, the fact that the foraging update is kind of just mining in a way, like the fact that if you heart the forest, like some of the perks are literally the same. It's pretty much the exact same as, you know, heart of the mountain, just for trees. You know, even like the sweep mechanic, which I think is really cool, is very similar to mining spreads, and you know, there's fortune and things. Like, I get that you can't really add much more than sweep and mining fortune and things. I just like felt kind of lackluster because there's not exactly new content. It's like reskinned old content in a new version of Minecraft. Like, we get different blocks and things, like the mangrove wood and things, but it's not exactly fresh new ideas, if you get what I'm saying. Now, that's just like point number one. The second thing, and probably the thing that most people know about, is the release. Like, the update I'd give a 7, but I'd give the release of this update like a 3, maybe a 4 at best, because it was just terrible. They released it on Monday, which was fine. I kind of enjoyed that being slightly different. They released it for MVP++ first. That was fine. Then they slowly added everyone in. But like, when you first came, the lag was horrific, which just makes no sense why the servers would be dying. Because you'd think that, like, as a business owner or as a developer or something, you'd be like, alright, okay, we're releasing the biggest, like GTA 6 coming out and them not having enough server space, which actually might happen, but it's like on that scale, but for Skyblock, obviously. It doesn't make any sense why the servers would be lagging. If you know the servers are gonna be packed, it just feels like you would plan ahead for that. And obviously they know it's going to be laggy, because like, look at all this moving part. I could throw my axe, then the wood like travels down to the, but like, look how many moving parts there are on this island. The island isn't small either, with lots of animals. There's traps going, like, there's phantoms flying around. There's loads of moving mechanics, so why would it not be laggy? So why would you not predict and compensate for that? They tested it on alpha literally to say, so we don't have server issues. The first thing we ran into was server issues. Now, looking beyond that, that's not the only reason I gave the release of this update a 4 out of 10. The amount of bugs that this update has released with, it's literally been day 1. And there's been so many bugs. Like, some of them are game breaking. We had a dupe in, there was like 3 dupes. There was one on gemstones. They had to disable the, they've had to disable so many things, I don't even know what to say. They've disabled the black hole, they disabled the hunter's toolkit, they disabled the bazaar, they disabled the, what else did they disable? They disabled the tree, the gift things, they disabled the, I can't remember what the other thing was. There was another thing that they disabled, but I can't remember what it was. Drop a comment if you know what it was. It's escaped my mind, but like, even the ones I've said, that's too many things that they have to disable on day 1. They've been working on this update for 4 years. Like, that's like a GTA. It's like if GTA, I'm comparing it to GTA because it's kind of same scale, but for Skyblock, obviously. That's like if GTA released like Cyberpunk 2077. Like, it's just not. It's not on. I'm not going to be waiting for an update for 4 years, sorry. And then it to release, and there's a dupe, and some people are getting wiped, and they have to disable half the features because, you know, they don't work, or they are bugged, or, you know, they're causing dupes, or there are exploits on them. It's just kind of not on. I'm not going to say, like, any other bad words, because, again, reminder, this is not me hating on the development team, or the admins, or anything. It's just me saying it as it is. If you waited this long and you've been testing it and it's been in alpha for like 3 weeks or a month or whatever, and you've had the Skyblock nerds testing it and things, why is there so many bugs? Like, there are more bugs being figured out today. So like, even today they disabled, what did they disable? The toolkits got disabled today. The quick crafting got disabled today. Like, that was the other thing I think it was I was thinking of. Why is there so many bugs? It's just like, kind of, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's just kind of, you think that if they put this much time and effort into the update, it would release with less. But I'm not saying it released with no bugs, right? Because in the new version of Minecraft, I totally get that. But this many bugs is kind of ridiculous. Like, even yesterday, I'll throw up on screen. If you don't know about this, it's quite funny. I'll wait for myself. I'll play the clip, and then I will explain it afterwards. So let me just roll the clip. Right, so basically what that is the hunting skill. So when the update first came out, the admins overlooked that loot share is viable to get hunting XP, which means that what we were doing there was, you could sit in the mines, and don't come at me for using this, because if it's a game feature, I'm going to use it. It's not my fault the admins overlooked it, but you could just sit in the Dwarven Mines, yeah, in the ghost area, with a you had to have a black hole and the hunter's axe, and all you had to do is place the black hole down and hit as many ghosts that came, like, get drawn to it, and you'd get, like, I went up 7 levels in like 20 minutes. It was ridiculously massive. Then they disabled it, obviously, because it was too OP. A lot of people were already hunting 25, like me. I haven't done any hunting grinding since then. I'm already hunting 20. Because of just that one not exploit, but yeah, it's kind of an exploit, I guess. And then after that, we just moved on to, we did glaciers after that, then we did Enderman, and then we spent ages just using different mobs. And then they finally disabled the black hole. And then about 2 hours later, they disabled tree gifts. So you couldn't do any of the Agatha's contests because you couldn't get legendary, or it's very hard to get legendary without the tree gifts. Now, speaking of the trees, I've not really written a list. I'm going off what I've written a couple of notes down, but can somebody explain to me why Mangrove and what's it called, and Fig give the same amount of XP? Like, these are small things I'm nitpicking, but it's really irritating because, like, Mangrove, let me finish this tree and I'll show you. If I go over here and I show you, so that tree, which was a big one, gave me 70 experience, right? That probably took me about 30 seconds to cut down, maybe a minute. Now, if I cut down this mangrove tree, right, which takes longer to break the wood, I can't just jump up and break it like this. I've broken it slightly in the wrong order, but anyway. Why does it, when I break this tree, why is it that it gives me less? Like, significantly less. So, like, if I break, even if you go into tree gifts, like this, and you click on the chest, it gives 1 more foraging essence at base, and the same amount of heart of the foraging XP, and the same amount of forest whispers, even though it has like 6 times the toughness. Like, look, toughness 7, toughness 50. So why are the rewards the same? You also need to get like 10 million of this for Jade Dragon perk, but besides that, Mangrove is useless. Like, literally useless. I mean, it has like some collection uses, but like for grinding Agatha's contest and grinding Heart of the Mountain, see, I'm saying Heart of the Mountain because they're so similar. Heart of the Forest, they're the same. Like, it's better to do Fig. Look how quickly I can break this Fig tree. It's all insta mine, and then it's all done, and it gives me the same amount. Look, and that gave me 50, which is actually, I think, is more than that entire tree. Yeah, look, it's almost double what that mangrove tree gave me. Wait, was that the mangrove tree? No, that was a Fig. It's still more than the mangrove tree, because the mangrove tree gave me 40 and this one gave me 50. So you see what I'm saying? It's kind of, I've been ranting for 12 minutes early. Why does the mangrove tree give me nothing? You know? And then the other thing is the pandas. I think other people have also complained about this one as well, is why do the pandas spawn every 400 years? There's literally like 5 and they respawn every 2 days. And they're needed for like half the foraging ones. It's kind of like, please buff the panda spawns. Like, it's just little things that you think they would have ironed out by testing. And then I thought, like, it said game update about an hour ago, and I was like, okay, cool, they're gonna fix some of this. No, they changed the animation of the blocks and made it explode. So not only now do I have to like watch more, like, the blocks fly, which is fine, I don't mind that, I think that's cool. Why do I have to now watch an explosion afterwards? Like, I don't want to see that. Like, it's just irritating. And does that not cause more lag? Like, I've heard about people, because I have quite a decent PC. Well, I'm on a laptop, but like, I have a 3070 Ti and a Ryzen 9. I can't remember what CPU I have actually. I have quite a decent PC, so I can record and run Minecraft pretty well. But people who don't have like as good PCs, they're actually crying on these new, even with the optimizations of 1.21.5. They're crying. Their machines are crying because it's just so much moving stuff. I've seen people getting like 30 frames on their thing, and it's like, you can't play on 30 frames, can you? So there's that. I think just for this update, it's just been kind of lackluster. It just makes me worried for the future updates of Skyblock, because obviously they say they're releasing the new island soon, and they're going to focus on Slayers first, the new Slayer. I love that. I'm excited for the content. I'm just worried because of the way that this is released and the style of which, like, a lot of it is copy and paste without, you know, new ideas. Even though they have all these new blocks and all these new mechanics, the best they came up with moving efficient mining. Like, I'm not like hating on it. I think that a movement like this animation is actually really cool, and I actually quite like it for foraging, because obviously it's limited. And you know, if you have a better like idea for how to chop these trees down, let me know. But I also thought that this is a bit of a tangent, but I also thought the trees would be bigger. Like, I thought there'd be bigger trees like this one that like 10 people could come and chop down at once, and you get like loads of rewards for it, like a boss tree that spawn every like couple of minutes. I thought that'd be like a really cool thing. I thought that's what they were gonna add. Not like a boss tree, but yeah, well, actually kind of like a boss tree that would come and nice. That would come and drop every like 5 minutes or so, or every 15 minutes, and you get loads of extra rewards. You can get like an extra item or something. You know, it doesn't have to be an animated boss, or like a big tree that, you know, is actually quite hard to break, and you need like 3 or 4 people to come and do it. I thought that'd be a really cool thing. And then you get just like similar to the magma boss in like the old version, like the Crimson Isle, not the Crimson Isle, the Nether Fortress magma boss, but everybody gets rewards, so using the loot share system. I thought that'd be really cool, but they just obviously decided that. I thought that's what they were going to do based on their alpha notes, but apparently not, which is fine. Like, I'm not like hating on that. I'm just saying, like, there's not much variation. It's kind of like people have already been telling me they're bored of the update, because all you do is literally, because the Agatha contests go 24/7, you just break logs for like 6 hours a day. Like, I've been doing this for like 5 hours. What's the time? What, 11:30? I need to get the timer on the top left, top right again. But it's 11:30. I started this when I got back home at 6 o'clock, pretty much. So it's been 5.5 hours. All I have been doing literally is punching wood with an axe for 5.5. It's boring, I can't lie. Like, even though the mechanics are cool and is that a tortoise? No, tortoise, no. Even though the mechanics are cool and it's actually it's much better, and I like grinding for the new stuff. I can see this in a week. I just don't want to do this anymore, because it's just like there's no variation, and there's obviously no like end game thing to grind for. Like, the most end game thing you can get is the Jade Dragon, which is quite long. It's about 30-40 hours, but by the end of the week I'll probably have it. And you can say that's because I'm a no-life, blah blah blah. But I'm excited to play the update. I haven't really played Skyblock that much, except from that Enderman video, which you guys should go watch. Card up in the top. I haven't played Skyblock that much in the last 2 months. Like, that much at all. That's why the upload, since I started re-uploading, like those 2 months where I didn't upload, I didn't play the game at all. Like, I got completely burnt out. So I'm excited and I want to play Skyblock. So I'm obviously going to play loads, especially when this update is actually, it's not. There's lots of new, there's, I wouldn't say there's lots, that's a stretch. There's quite a lot of new, well, there is a lot if you include the hunting. Without hunting, there's not much actually. But they've introduced new systems, let's speak a bit more positively. The shrine system, love the idea. The beacon system, love the idea. I don't know why nobody uses both of them. Like, I feel like people don't know about it. But I love those ideas. There's something fresh and new. You know, like the bayou, the fishing rod system they've implemented on the bayou. They're fresh new things, and I really like that. But when we have the foraging update, that's technically the hunting update because there's more hunting, and it's just like a reskin mining, which I don't know why, but they love mining. It's kind of lackluster. That was my first point, and that's like the biggest thing I think, besides the bugginess of this update and the lagginess of it. It's, you know, kind of, you know, lackluster. Because that, like, the bugginess of it just brings it down. Which is just kind of, you know, brings it down because they've obviously put loads of effort into it. And it looks great. Like, visually, okay, visually this update looks fantastic. It looks really, like, I love the designs, I love the block palettes. I love like the maps, the islands. I think it looks fantastic. But I just feel like, you know, it's kind of, there's not much substance beyond that. So I'll be interested to see what the new islands will release. But yeah. Lastly, I'm gonna expand on my point of worrying about the future, because why is it that we have to not even demand, but like wait 60 million years for any word from the admins? Like, it's that part is not, like, that part annoys me the most, next to the bugginess of the update. But actually no, it annoys me more than that, because I get it, you're on a new version, blah blah blah, bugginess of an update. Why is it since the update release I've heard nothing, literally nothing from the admins? They haven't apologized, they haven't been like, ah guys, how bad, we kind of messed up a couple of things, you know? We kind of ruined your experience by adding loads of bugs and exploits and wipes and crashes and dupes and whatever, FPS drops and what's it called, unnecessary animations, which, you know, whatever. But and what was the other one I was thinking of? Sorry, lagginess. No, what have I heard from the admins? Oh, there's a new seasonal bundle skin. Nice, cool. Not what I care about though. I want to know why you messed up. I want to know what's your like resolution for fixing it. I think there's a dev blog coming out in a couple of days, but like, I don't trust their dev blog, because like, oh, foraging will be out in a couple months. 2 years ago, foraging will be out here. Oh, this update's coming out. Oh, we're gonna fix this. Like, it's just like the best example I think I can give is the warp scroll. You couldn't warp to Galatea for like the first 7 hours of the update. Please explain why that is a thing. The island you've spent 20, like literally hundreds of hours on, you couldn't get the warp scroll to work. Why? And then you didn't fix it for ages. Like, it was a known bug that when you do /warp Galatea or warp Moth or whatever that one is, that warp scroll, it just said invalid destination, can't do anything about it. Another thing on that, please fix the goddamn dark, I'm getting annoyed now, low-key. Please fix the dark auctions. I've been into about 10 dark auctions and I've made it into about 2. You have no excuse not to fix that. It's one of the oldest parts of the game. I don't know what you did to break it. Fix it. Like, the amount of people I just see, I get kicked from dark auction, and then about 50 other people just join the main hub because they've all been kicked. I can't buy a Midas sword. I've been trying to buy a Midas sword for 2 weeks now. I can't buy it because I keep getting kicked from dark auctions. Why? Like, why do you see these bug things and not fix it? How long? All you had to do when you saw, like, I was doing it, there was so many people doing, Candy Pat was streaming it, for crying out loud. When you see people doing that, my first reaction was, that's not intended. Let's just disable the black holes. Nah, you didn't disable the black holes. I don't know why that didn't cross your mind. Took you about 2 hours, then you disabled. No, you didn't disable them yesterday. Disabled them, like, well, you might have disabled them late after I came off, but when I came on, they weren't working. I managed to get like 10 levels, basically bug abusing your thing, because you didn't think, oh, let's just disable it. If this is not how we want it to be, disable it. Simple. But you took 10 years to do that. Instead of, you made it so it can't affect Enderman. So we moved on to, like, sorry, you made it so it doesn't affect ghosts. So we just moved on to Enderman. And then you just made it so it can't affect, what's it called? Enderman. So we just moved on to like the next thing. I'm forgetting the mob's glitch. I'm looking at the time and it's been like 20 minutes. And I'm just like, why? It's just frustrating why you don't have the precautions in place to fix the problems that really shouldn't be there in the first place. And it's just like, it's not on, to be honest. It's just not on. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna say this for the last time, I really like the update. I think it's good. It's much better than what foraging was, obviously. I just think there is a massive discrepancy between what it should have been and what it is, and what it could have been and what it is. But yeah, I think that's I've got my legendary. I've just been ranting, but I think that's the end of this one. If you haven't already and you've made it to this part, please check out the Phantom. Just go away, man. Please check out the Phantom. You're literally ruining my outro. Please check out the Enderman video. I took a long time editing that and recording that, and I sacrificed lots of sleep to get that one done for you guys, and I put lots of effort into that thumbnail. So check that one out. The giveaway for 100 million coins for hitting 100 subscribers is in that. We are now going for 500, but I'll announce more about that in part 2 of Road to 440, which will probably come out on Friday. But for now, hope you guys have a... I'm actually getting vexed at this. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, I was in it wrong before. Jesus! Oh my lord! Look at this!